Okay, guys, welcome back. This is about how to remove spike protein and recover your health. So you made it to the final video in the series, and by now you've seen the full picture, right? This isn't a political expression. It has nothing to do with politics. It has to do with what is really going on and what we know in science, what it's in the literature. I'm not making this stuff up. And so it's something that you can research. All the information is there, and we know more and more and more about the spike protein. It's ongoing. There's literally thousands of research studies out there at this point that you can review. So in the first video, we talked about what the spike protein is. We talked about how it enters our body, what it does to our cells, and how it's affected real people in real ways. So now comes the important part, like, what can I do about it? Is it just kind of like, oh, that sucks for you? No, but there's actually, the good news is we can remove the spike protein. Recovery requires more than just a supplement or a detox smoothie, but if you have a plan, you can work on the cellular level and remove that spike protein. So why does the spike protein linger? Normally the spike protein, the whole idea, it was supposed to be short-lived, just long enough for your immune system to recognize it and move on. But that's not what it did, unfortunately. And, ironically, and the worst part too, is that it didn't even create that herd immunity. So we were hoping that the spike protein, the immune system would recognize it, and then everybody would develop herd immunity, but that hasn't happened at all. So now we're just left with the spike protein problem, if you will. But it was worse for people with any kind of metabolic issues, mitochondrial dysfunctions, immune sensitivities, or poor detox capacity. The spike protein can linger circulating in your blood, bound to immune cells, embedded in tissues like your brain, blood vessels, and heart. And that becomes a problem because it can trigger ongoing inflammation, oxidative stress, and hormonal and neurologic disruption. So you may have these, maybe after COVID or maybe after the vaccine, you've had these symptoms and they're lingering. They're just not going away. And no matter what you do, they're still there. So to truly recover, you need to neutralize and eliminate that spike protein. You need to repair your damaged mitochondrial and cell membranes and reset your immune system and nervous systems. So how do we do this? This is not, unfortunately, there's not one single pill that you have to take. There is a process, right? There's multiple steps that we need to do. And one of the first things that you need to do is neutralize and eliminate that spike protein. So this is like clearing the battlefield, if you will. So we use something called Medicinal 9s, which is an herbal compound shown to bind and detox spike protein in early studies. This is really, really great for doing that. So we'll start with Medicinal 9s and then use a zeolite binder, such as sequestrol, to trap those spike fragments and immune waste so that it can be removed. Then you have autophagy activations with a senolytic like senescence, which is a quercetin or Fisetin, and we're going to use that. We're going to use all of this together to mobilize the spike protein so that we can bind to it and start getting it removed. Now, we also use EBOO, which is an extracorporeal blood oxygenation and ozonation. And this is next generation therapy. It's amazing, right? Okay, it filters your blood outside of the body, almost like a hemodialysis, right? And it saturates it with oxygen and medical ozone, and then returns it to the body clean and revitalized. So once you've mobilized that spike protein and bound it, right, EBOO can now directly reduce circulating spike protein and clotting factors, lower systemic inflammation, and improve oxygen delivery to the cells and to your tissues. It'll also support mitochondrial repair and immune reset. So this is typically done once a week for about 4 to 6 sessions. So many patients report major improvements in energy, clarity, and inflammation, even after just one session. Now, step 2 is we got to repair the mitochondria and the cell membranes. So we're going to use stuff like CoQ10, which will boost ATP production in the mitochondria, alpha lipoic acid, which is a powerful antioxidant and improves insulin sensitivity. So this is making you better as well. Acetyl-L-Carnitine, which is one of my favorite supplements. We use that to transport fuel into the mitochondria. It helps the fatty acids get into the mitochondria where they can be processed as energy. High dose melatonin, so like 10 to 40 milligrams. This is really, really powerful, not only for repairing mitochondria, but also for getting that, facilitating spike protein removal. So high dose melatonin is really powerful. And an IV phosphatidylcholine, which repairs cell membranes, especially in the brain and the liver. And another thing that we do, because COVID has caused massive inflammation, it's also caused a disruption and complete obliteration of like plasmalogens. Plasmalogens are essential fats that protect your neurons, mitochondria membranes. So we want to replace your plasmalogens. We need plasmalogen replacement therapy. Step 3 is to reset the immune and nervous system. This is where recovery locks in and the body starts feeling safe again, if you will. So we use low-dose Naltrexone, which calms the immune overactivity and modulates that microglial inflammation that we see. Methylene blue, this is a wonderful medication. It does boost mitochondrial energy and reduces brain inflammation. Using red light therapy and PEMP therapy can improve circulation and cellular healing. Vagus nerve stimulation helps correct dysautonomia and improve rest and digest function. And infrared sauna, who doesn't want to do that, right? It supports detox through lymphatic and skin pathways. So recovery is not instant, but it is absolutely possible. Here's what you may experience in week 1 and 2. You should have clearer thinking, less fog, more stable mood. Weeks 3 and 4, a deeper sleep, improved energy and motivation returns. Weeks 5 through 8, you get to restored drive, improved workouts, less inflammation, and hopefully more joy, because you'll feel the difference as the spike protein gets removed. Using advanced tools like EBOO and IV phosphatidylcholine helps your progress move even faster. So these are all the things that we do when we're removing spike protein at the Philly Wellness Center. We have a very specialized protocol for this. It's an 8-week program that you can do. So if you're in Philadelphia or around the surrounding areas, be sure to come in and see us, because we can help you. You're not broken, you're not crazy, and you're not alone. There is something that we can do. If your life changed after COVID or the vaccine, and nobody can explain why, this may be the reason. The spike protein may have affected your biology, your biochemistry, but now we have the tools to reverse the damage. So if you want to explore a recovery protocol or EBOO treatments, be sure to reach out to us. And if this series helped you, make sure you share it with others, because you might just change somebody's life. All right, guys, thanks so much.